All right, everybody, back on Monday with another nugget. This nugget is really about how I want to lead myself toward a level of mastery in my own habits. The question came up in the Whole Life Challenge. Where do you see yourself, some version of this, where do you see yourself in 5 years? How are you going to take what you're learning in the Whole Life Challenge and use it 5 years from now? And my answer was, I want to be in a place 5 years from now where the habits, whether they're just the habits that I'm working on in the Whole Life Challenge or any variety of other habits, are just background. I don't have to think about those habits. And while I'd like to think I'm there in a lot of ways, because I've been doing the Whole Life Challenge now for 8 years. I've been doing I've been participating in Whole Life Challenges for over 8 years. And there is still a level of consciousness that I have to bring to my daily life to make sure that I do the things that I say I want to do to get the life that I say I want to have. Now, so what I want to talk about is the 4 levels of mastery. We start off at a place of unconscious incompetence. It's really unconscious whether you're competent or incompetent. You don't even know what you don't know. You're just not conscious about it. And once you bring whatever it is you are unconscious about into consciousness, you move into conscious incompetence. Now I'm aware that I'm incompetent, that I'm not doing the things that I know I need to do to have the life that I want to have. You work. You work on those things for a time. You shift the way you're being. You shift the way you're doing. You shift your actions. And then you move to a point in the 3rd phase where you're conscious and competent. Okay, now you're doing your habits. You're conscious you're doing your habits. You've got systems in place in your life that keep you awake and alert. Like, for example, I today still have not had any water. I've had 2.5 cups of these coffee and no water. That's not a good recipe for me to get in my hydration today. I have to maintain consciousness about that in order to maintain my competence in that area of health and well-being. Eventually, you move into phase 4, which is unconscious competence. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I have the water. It just occurs for me to drink the water when I need to drink the water. It happens a little bit earlier, and I get my 60 to 90 ounces a day, whether I'm thinking about it or not. It's just a normal part of my everyday being. And that applies to water. That applies to nutrition and eating the foods that I know are going to promote my health. That applies to my exercise and my fitness. That applies to my well-being practices, my bedtime. And that also applies to the way I'm operating in relationship with other people. Relationship with my wife, relationship with my sister, relationship with my mom, relationship with myself. And so obviously this is a live video and I don't exactly know what I'm about to say. I'm thinking about it as I go. I think the thing to remember is it's a long path. You know, I'm on this path. It's been 8 years. Do I already know what I'm supposed to do? Of course I do. Am I doing it? Well, I'm doing it a lot of the times, but I still have to maintain consciousness about it. When I can let go of consciousness and it becomes unconscious and it just happens, I've achieved mastery. And until then, I'm on the path. So I encourage you to be on the path. I encourage you to think about this context of path to mastery and habit formation in anything that you do in your life, in any aspect of the way you want to be in your life, to apply this 4-phase model to identify where you are, and then to recommit to being on the path for the long haul and getting to the place of unconscious competence, whether that takes 6 months or 6 years or the rest of your life. It's all life. All right, guys. Happy Monday. We'll see you again when we see you again.